Welcome to my step-by-step Apple TV 1TB upgrade. First, we have Apple TV Series 1. Turn it upside down, get rid of any excess dust, and very gently peel back the rubber foot. If you try and do this too fast, the rubber foot generally tears and then we have a disaster. The tools that you'll need for doing the upgrade are very simple. You'll need a small screwdriver, some electrical tape if you're unable to use a glue gun, or in my case I will use a hot glue gun. You will need a number 8 Torx screwdriver, which is one of these, and you'll need a number 10, which is one of these. Whilst I'm peeling back this carefully, it's sometimes a good idea, if you have one to hand, to use a hairdryer to warm up the rubber foot, because as you'll see in a moment, the rubber foot is held on with glue. Now I'm going to remove the rubber foot completely because I find it easier to do it that way. So if you pull back gently, pulling back too hard generally tears the rubber foot. If your rubber foot is looking old and fragile, be extremely careful. Right, now we've exposed the screws. With our number 10, we remove the screws. Now the front screws and the rear screws are of different length, so it's a good idea to keep them separated. Like so. Like so. Now you'll notice 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. These actually hold the hard drive to the underside and they're number 8s. So you use the smaller screwdriver and take that out. These screws are actually discarded, so no need to keep them or do anything with them. Now, time to open. So you need a small flat-bladed screwdriver because there's little holes all the way around, and just pop it in there, not very gently or else you'll mark it, then just pop and release the hard drive. Right, now we have to prepare the old unit to receive the new drive. First thing we do is remove the plastic strip or rubber strip very carefully from the back of the old hard drive. Now it's stuck on, and sometimes that we go, and then we remove the hard drive. Okay, we take the new hard drive and we place over the electronics the rubber protecting mat, being very careful to get it as central as we can. Okay, we now need to connect the S2000 board. So you'll notice that the board has one pin missing, which will connect to the ribbon where the blocked pin is. Like all hard drives, you connect the red line to pin 1. Pin 1 is clearly marked with a little arrow, and that just inserts like so. Okay, we take the SATA cable and we connect here. And before we do anything permanent, it's always a good idea to plug into the hard drive connect the power, and obviously the monitor, and we test the functioning of the new unit. Now the Apple TV is a clever little fella, and he'll be able to work out that he's got a new hard drive on board. So we turn that on. And it should take a moment or two to start up. Now I use a hot glue gun, and what I do is, just very simply, is I tack on with hot glue, dab here, dab there, dab here, and a dab there. And if you want to be really good, you can just put a line down here. By the way, that popping is not electrical, that's the hot glue gun. It takes a moment or two to start, and the orange light will stop flashing when it boots up. In the meantime, we can prepare some electrical tape in which to wrap the board to protect it when it's inserted into the main Apple chassis. Right, welcome back. Now we've tested the board working everything, and the hot glue has had a chime to go off, so this is nice and tight. So what we do now is we grab our tape and grab our board, and we just insulate it very roughly, just so we don't get any short circuits when it's installed into the Apple TV in a moment. Very simple. Right. Tricky bit. Hard drive used to go to here. Now we are going to put the board here. So this involves a little bit of IDE cable and origami folding. About here, with the right angle, then to the back, to here, then fold that over to here. Those cables just there, and we have a nice snug fit. Again, we get a hot glue gun or tape if you prefer, and we just put it down here. Don't need too much of this, just enough to hold it in place. Make a mess of this. There we go. If you want to cheat, use some cold air just to make it go off a bit. Quickest way I know to make this stuff go off. And one holds. Take your hard drive, connect it like so. Okay. Then we have to place the hard drive in. So we get these power wires out of the way, and we place the hard drive into its final home. You'll notice it's a different way up from the way it was, but it fits nicely. The reason this is that the 1 terabyte drives are significantly thicker than the smaller 750s, 500s and 160s that came out. So, when we've got it in, we power it up just to test it one more time. And a couple of grabs of hot glue on the connector. Just to make sure. then it'll be almost time to put the lid back on. Now putting the lid back on, we're going to have a lid which looks like this. Okay, it's got a lip at this end which goes across here. Very, very, very important that you get this the right way round. And it goes something like this. You put it in at an angle, you find it locates. You might need a little screwdriver to help you. And what we do, we put that in there, put that in there, make sure the hard drive's out of the way. That goes on, and we start with a screw. Remembering the screws are different lengths from front to rear. So just tack it down. And like everything else, it fits nicely. Bar screw in. No need to do them up too tight because you just adjust them until everything feels right. Over tightening can be a bad thing. The last thing is the rubber foot. You can clean it up. Well, this one's pretty clean, and I use standard spray adhesive. Just a quick turn it around the right way. Don't need too much. Give it a blow just to make it go a little bit tacky, and then on it goes. Use an old credit card or something flat just to smooth it down. Some spray cleaner just to get off any residue. Clean rag. Good as new. Turn it over. Quick rub off. Job done. 1 terabyte Apple TV first generation, ready to rock and roll. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please check us again soon and we'll show you some more upgrades. Thank you.